Now, classrooms could look very different in the coming years as computers and electronic devices continue to revolutionise education. Chalkboards are already a thing of the past, and now textbooks are on the way out as well. In fact, it's safe to say the classroom of the future will bear basically no resemblance to those in Australia today. Technology could eliminate the need to learn how to write by hand or add up, and there are even predictions schools could eventually exist only in a virtual space.
So joining us now is business futurist Miselowski. He is a former academic and also advises governments and institutions on education strategies. Morning to you. Morris, how do you think classrooms and the way kids learn will change?
Good morning, Nat. I think we're going to see a lot of change in our classroom space. We have to put it into a context of where our kids are headed. Tomorrow's kids are going to have 6 careers, 14 jobs. They're going to live a lot longer and work a lot longer. So what we did before served us really well, but it won't serve us into tomorrow. So our kids need to learn what we call the 3 C's, which are collaboration, creative problem solving and communication. And the workspaces or the learning spaces they're going into will foster those kinds of skills.
But what about the 3 R's? Everyone would say, why don't we start and keep with the 3 R's, then go to the 3 C's?
I think we will, Katja. I think we will see the 3 R's stick around, but we need to go beyond that, and we need to question ourselves as to whether the 3 R's as we learnt them is still relevant to kids tomorrow. There was a lot of good work done when I grew up trying to make me remember my times table, but the reason I had to remember my times table when I grew up was because there was no hint, there was no tools, there was nothing around. If I didn't know it, I didn't know it. But kids today have their computers, they have their Excel spreadsheets, they have all kinds of devices they carry in their pockets and bring to a classroom. Does that make it right or wrong? I'm not sure, but it does make it different. And our kids have so much that they need to know. So really the education process is about listening to yesterday and speaking to tomorrow.
So how do you think the role of teachers change? I know just in the 6 years my eldest has been at school, we've seen the introduction of those whiteboards in many classrooms across Australia. That's very new, isn't it?
It's absolutely new. Teachers are really moving into a facilitator's role. There was once when a teacher had to know everything and had to be in charge of the classroom. But nowadays we're finding more and more that our teachers are that leader. They need to inspire their kids, they certainly need to give them wisdom, and then they need to allow them the space to be able to grow themselves, to find information, to interact with the information. And also the thing that teachers are able to do now with this new technology is give children the freedom to be able to integrate with whatever the text is in a way that's special to them. Meaning that with their iPads or with their devices, they can bring down an app that might help them to draw about it, it might help them to read, it might help them to look at it by a piece of video. So each child can learn the curriculum, but in a way that's specific to them.
Yeah, but just quickly, what do you think of this report today saying extend school hours to 5:30 and sort of in that difference between when kids finish now and 5:30 they can do their homework, do their sport, all that sort of thing? Is that the education of the future?
I think it's part of it. We need to look at how kids will be learning and when they'll be learning. So will we be learning 9 to 5 or 8:30 to 3? I'm not so sure. This after school is also a response to the way the community is going now. We have mothers and fathers that are working longer and not at home after that. But I would say possibly not leaving them at school is the answer, but maybe looking at community spaces where we gather together, where our children come together after traditional hours, learn together, share together, and just build that sense of village, that sense of tribe that I think is also missing in our community. So I think we can do work around it. I'm not sure it's right to put it onto the schools, though, to take on the extra work.
A lot of teachers will be with you there, I think. Morris, thank you very much for explaining a lot of this, a lot this morning.
News is coming up on Sunrise Plus.